Welcome back into the Sports Source and our Sports Source National Convention today. This segment brought to you by Benedict Construction. Custom work, that is what you get when you call Benedict Construction. Custom remodeling, custom decks and patios, great custom work like that. Tell me that isn't a tremendous backyard. Look at that deck. It's gorgeous right there over the pool. That is the work of Benedict Construction, folks. Trust me when I tell you, trust Benedict Construction. You see it every week on our set. And speaking of our set, here we are. Now, this is the work they did. If you remember our last set that Bob and I put together with stuff we found out in the street, it's quite an upgrade. Benedict Construction, folks, fantastic. On time, on budget, unbelievable. Okay, what we're going to do is have a little fun here looking back on history, and I want to ask you guys before we go over to the big board and Chuck gives us the reveal. I went back, I was trying to find an even number, so I went back 12, and then I got bored and said we're just going to leave it at the last 12 elections. So from the election of 68, meaning that guy took over in 69, January of 69, that means he was there for the fall of 69 that season. Which U.S. president since 1969 has seen Tennessee win the most games? Which president has seen Tennessee win its highest percentage of football games during his presidential term?
Bill Clinton.
We got Clinton. We got the 90s. We got Bill Clinton.
Nixon.
We got a Nixon. What do you think?
I'm going to gamble on Nixon, too. That Bill Battle high spot.
You are too smart. Flip it. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Never underestimate Dick Nixon. There he was.
Wow.
All number 12 of the Whittier Poets when he played. I just like this. There he is. Clenched fist and a big laugh.
And 12 was his approval rating at the end.
Yeah.
If that.
How about that? Now, Richard Nixon,
Wow.
yeah. And let's go ahead. That's good, guys. That's very good. Let me go ahead and put up the graphics. Yeah, they're giving each other 5. All right. There you see, by president. Here were your records by presidential term. So Obama's at 500. W was at 666.
Wow.
Clinton,
There's something there.
Clinton 806, but Nixon at 813. And the thing is, Tennessee started falling off right after that. If he hadn't been kicked out of office, his numbers would have dropped, and it would have been Clinton.
That's right. That's
But
exactly right.
you look there, 77 to 80. UT just 21, 23, and 1. You might say a malaise kind of set up the program. That only the old people are going to get that joke. All right, that good stuff there. Now let's go back over to the Benedict Construction big board. You see in the middle there, Tennessee history over the last 10 election years. All right, this year obviously an election year. How did they do in terms of by year? Well, the last 2 elections, they were 5 and 7. They've had 2 10-win seasons in 2004 and in 1996, but not great there. And their overall, you add all that together, it's 70, 47, and 1 over the last 10 election years. That's a 59% winning percentage. So not even 60% over the last 10 election years. Does that scare anyone?
Usually history doesn't mean that much, but yeah,
Go ahead and flip the
it's
next
kind of worrisome. I mean, there's trends.
Trends, that's right.
I mean,
it's the old, if the Redskins
Yes,
win before Election Day, the
It's-
Republicans
it's
get the
trends.
Okay,
And as you know me very well, I believe in that sort of stuff.
Guys, any concern at all?
No.
Okay.
See,
We've got
they
2,
don't believe in trends.
a pair of scientists, more of the, you and I are more of the
Yes.
luck superstitious fan thing. All right, maybe this will scare you. Let's look over at the big board now. Tennessee's record in games bookending Election Day. Last 10 election years. All right, so what you got is the game immediately before Election Day, the game immediately after. This year, Tennessee Tech will be before, Kentucky will be after. But look at those numbers. UT has lost 3 in a row right after Election Day. They lost to Missouri, they lost to Wyoming, they lost to Notre Dame, beat Arkansas, lost to Memphis in '96, that 21-17 loss. The kid from Cleveland who had his Cobb kid from Cleveland had his elbow down. 4 of your last 5 election days, you've lost that next game after that. Tennessee overall on that list, before and after, that's 20 games, they're 11 and 9. So Bob, I'm guessing that really scares. Trend.
Make it 13 and 9.
Think they'll win them both? Think they'll
Tennessee
beat Tennessee Tech? That's going to be a tough
I'm
one.
out on a limb.
I think the schedule does help them this year.
What's incredible about that's not just the record, but every one of those games, with the exception of one, is very, very close.
Let's go back and look at it here on the board if we
I mean,
can, Chris.
look at how close those games are.
We may not be able to, but they are close. Okay. Anyway, that is your list of.
The thing I noticed, you gave up 99 points on the game before and after the last election.
Yeah,
Combined for 99 points.
That was the Sal Sinceri year, and he was voted out of office unceremoniously.
Impeached.
Yeah, he was impeached. You do have some big games there. I remember that homecoming loss to Virginia, 13-18. The 1976 loss at Florida. Then the 92 loss at South Carolina. That's the one that was the final straw on Johnny Majors' career. He came back and they removed the contract from the desk. Anyway, interesting stuff. I like that kind of history stuff. But Dick Nixon is your number one president of the last, what did I say, 12 election cycles? So, interesting. When we come back, I have looked at more interesting numbers that have more to do with this year's team. SEC East champs of the last 5 years. What did they do offensively, defensively, compared to Tennessee last year? We'll show you exactly what Tennessee needs to do, in our opinion, to win the East this year. Where do the improvements need to come in terms of statistics? Come on back on the Sports Source.